Hey everyone, it's Angie, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Please stop what you're doing. Like this video right now. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed to me. Trust me, you will not regret it because my videos be popping. Okay. So um, if you'd like to make a donation to me, that would be wonderful. My PayPal information and Cash App information will usually be in my description bar or in my comment section. Thank you to those who have already donated to me. Basically, when the person donates to me, I email you and I ask you, do you have a topic or do you have a question or something that you're going through with a narcissist? And I give you your own video response to that. Okay, isn't that awesome? So that way I get something out of the deal, you get something out of the deal. And it's completely anonymous. I don't say your name in the video, and I respond to you. Of course, the more money you send to me, the longer your video will be. And you can check out my other videos so you can see how other people's videos have turned out. Okay, so today, I actually just got a donation, so I'm looking forward to hearing what your topic may be. And I wanted to shout out somebody's channel, but they just like disappeared. So I don't know the Cedar Show. I don't know if you blocked me or if you you just don't have a channel anymore, but I wanted to give you a shout out, but I don't see you on YouTube anymore. Sorry I took so long. I have a forgetful mind. Okay, but I meant no harm. Alright, anyway, so this video is probably not gonna be that long because I'm exhausted and I'm tipsy too. So but I want to talk about something I know. I don't know, I really haven't seen too many videos on YouTube about this, but I want to talk about narcissists and their time and how they view time, and what is your experience when you're dealing with time with these individuals. And what I've noticed is that they really don't give a damn about your time. Your personal time doesn't matter to the narc. Okay, my experiences with narcs is they just straight up disrespect your time frame, and they don't care about it either. And as usual, I always tell these stories that I've been through with other with narcissists, and this is something that has always been like a pet peeve. And it's so strange because I am always late. I am not a punctual person. I've gotten better because I want to respect people's time. But I'm also one that when I'm running late, I'll tell the person, look, I'm running late. And my friends know. They're like, you know what? I know you're going to be 30 minutes late, so I'm going to get there late. And it's to the point now that even when I get there late, I have no problem waiting. I'll wait an hour for somebody because I know that I've made people wait an hour also for me. And I started to say to myself, damn, it's not respectful to be this way. And I don't know. I don't know if it's just me being late or if it was a learned behavior from the narcissist. But the narcs that have been in my life really did not care about my time. Okay, so I know you're looking at me like, what is she doing now? Yes, so now I got a ponytail in my head. It's been too hot in New York, and I decided to add a colorful ponytail, and I love it. And it's so easy, and I can just get up and go to work. I don't have to really think about much because the wigs and this and that and the braids and stuff, it gets way too hot. I literally feel like there's nothing on my head. And we'll see how long I'll wear this because I'm always changing my hairstyles because I am a hairstylist, as some of you know. Alright, so I was dating this guy but actually about a year ago. And I think he was a covert narc. And the reason why I feel he was a covert narc was because of his style of his way of going about time frames, and he was just very abusive when it came to my time. And because I've been through so much with other narcissists, I said, no, I will never let anyone take advantage of my time, because time is extremely valuable. Like, you can't get time back. You really can't. Have you ever seen that movie? I think it's called Time, with Justin Timberlake. That movie is so good. I actually have the DVD around here somewhere. That is so good, and that's how I view time. And you cannot get that time back. I know they say time is really non-existent, but that is what we base, these hours and these seconds and these time frames. Okay, so anyway, this guy, I thought he was cool, and he was spoiling me. He was taking me out. He was spending a lot of time with me. But through time, I noticed that he really didn't respect my time at all. And the only time he respected my time was because it was something that he wanted to do. And this is what the narcissists do. When a narcissist wants to go somewhere with you, they want to do something, it's something that's important to them, they're there on time, they're there early. But when it's something that has to do with you, they're late or non-existent. Okay, you're planning an event, they may not even show up. Okay, they're not writing down your event in their planner, and their cell phone, so they can be reminded of your event. They don't really give a damn. Okay, if it's not about them, they don't care. If it's somewhere where they want to go, they'll pull up to your house. They're supposed to meet you at 8 o'clock. They'll pull up to your house 7:50. And this is just something that I noticed. A lot of times, going back to the guy. So I really think this guy had to be a covert narc. And that was my main issue of why I cut him off. Because I don't play. So if I feel somebody's disrespecting my time, nah, it's not going to work. So a red flag was, it was Christmas Eve, okay? And keep in mind, I don't celebrate holidays, but I know how important holidays are to the people around me. So sometimes when people invite me to, events or things like that, I say, okay, cool, no problem. So he was half Puerto Rican, and his mom was Puerto Rican, his dad is black. So he was very, very close to his mom. So he had a lot of Puerto Rican culture and heritage. He was more, into his Hispanic culture. So, a lot of Spanish people, they celebrate Christmas Eve. And, he was going to have his big celebration with his mom and his family and stuff like that. And I said, okay, that's nice, cool. So I asked him, so he asked me, can I, I'm going to go to my mom's house, I want to celebrate with my family, but can I see you that night? So I was like, all right, cool. Like, what time, are we going to link up? And he said midnight. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. I don't have to work the next day. We're all off from work. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to meet you at midnight. I'm going to go to my mom's like around 7, 8. And then I'm going to drive and I'm going to come pick you up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, but I'm going to hit you up around 8 o'clock, to confirm. So I'm like, all right. So I'm dressed, I'm ready, to hang out later. And 8 o'clock went by. 9 o'clock went by. 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and this guy texts me, not even calls me. He texts me and says, I fell asleep at my mother's house. That was all he said. And I text back, okay. That was it. Because in my head, I was like, oh, really? Really? That that was so immature and disgusting. Like, what grown man is going to do that? You asked me to clear my schedule, clear my life, to do something with you. And I don't even celebrate holidays. And then you disappear for hours and then text me, not even have be a man enough to call me, text me at 3 a.m. I was like, this guy, something's wrong with him. Whatever. So we continued to still talk, but I kept that in the back of my mind. I was just like, one strike. I don't even wait till 3 strikes anymore. So the second strike, the second strike was my job was ending. The job I had, I was doing like a nanny gig, was ending. So I told him, I was like, listen, my nanny gig is ending, and I'm going to be looking for a job. I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands, but at the same time, I'm still going to be focused on finding a new job. So instead of him, saying, you know what, baby, don't worry, I'll help you. Oh, I know places that are hiring. Instead of him motivating me to find another job, you know what he says? Oh, this is perfect. Now, while I'm at work, because he had a job where he got off of work at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I believe. He's like, oh, so now you can stay on the phone with me all night to the morning time because you don't have a job anymore. And I was like, what? I was like, no, I will not be doing that because I have a life. I need my rest. I have a life. I actually do things. I still do hair. Like, I don't have time to be sitting on the phone with you for your 8-hour shift at work. And it was just unbelievable. I was wowed. I was just like, wow. And he was serious. And he was very serious. And I've had other narcissists do that as well. I remember when I was friends with one narc girl, I was looking for a job at the time. Always looking for a job, right? I was looking for a part-time job at the time. And there was a store near her house that was hiring. So I gave her my application. I was like, oh, can you, bring this application in? Because it was kind of far or whatever. So I was like, oh, can you drop this application off? And I heard her say under her breath, I sure won't. And I was just like, what? What did you say? And she was just like, oh, no, nothing. I'm going to put the application in. And I was just like, I thought I heard you say that you're not going to. You know how the narc, like, says things underneath their breath, that weird thing when they talk to themselves, that chatter that they do, the chatter that they do. And I said, well, what do you mean? You're really not going to put the application in? Because if you're really not going to put the application in, give me back my application because I'm really looking for a job. And she was like, oh, no, I'm going to get the application in. It's just that, like, if you're going to start working there, then, like, who's going to go out with me during the week to drink and hang out? And I was like, yo, this girl's crazy. That is how the narc thinks. You don't have time. You are there for them. They do not care about your own personal time. Okay? I mean, even that particular girl, that narc girl, she would make plans with me and disappear. And a lot of narcs do this. They make plans with you. They disappear. You're calling them for hours. You're texting them. And when they hit you back, it's on some like, oh, I was just sleeping. Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing this or doing that. Or some crazy elaborate story that they have. But a lot of them be on that nonchalant shit, on that chill shit. And they're just like, oh, nothing. And you're like, what do you mean nothing? Like, where were you? What happened? Are you okay? Another thing I know is that the narc will do when it comes to time. They'll deliberately be late, you know. I remember I used to ask this girl, this narc girl I was friends with, can she go with me to like events, like birthday parties, you know, things like that. When has nothing to do with them, they don't they want to show up at that event the last person walking in. One, because they want the attention on them, and two, they deliberately want to disrespect whoever event it is. Okay, so I would ask this girl, oh, you know, like, can we go to, you know, this birthday party? Let's say it was one of my friends. Can we go to my friend so and so's birthday party together? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? And she'll say, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay, well, but you gotta pick me up at 9 o'clock because the party starts at 10 and we want to be there on time. And this girl would show up to my house knowing she was supposed to pick me up at 9 o'clock. She'll show up 11 p.m. But the whole entire time I'm calling her, I'm texting her, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get there. They always put you in these situations, you know, that leaves you stranded. Okay, it leaves you stranded. I remember one horrible experience with my ex-narc best friend. We were in Miami, one trip that I paid for, and this guy, I'm thinking he's driving me to Miami airport, knowing what time my flight leaves. And I know some of you have been to Miami. There's something about Miami traffic. Miami traffic is horrible. Horrible. Everybody knows that. Like, if you have a 4 p.m. flight, you need to leave at like 1 p.m. to make sure you don't miss your flight. That's how bad the traffic is. You want to get there on 3 hours. Usually, I live in New York. I can get to the airport like, I be pushing it like 40 minutes, 30 minutes before my flight. And I'm good. I walked right through. Don't do that at Orlando Airport. Don't do that at Miami. Don't do that in Atlanta, okay? So anyway, he knows that I need to get this flight to get back to New York. I already had been in Miami a couple of days. Probably like, 4 or 5 days I already had been in Miami. So I needed to get home. And I'm thinking that he's driving me to the airport. And the next thing I know, we pull into a gas station. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know that I need to get to the airport. He pulls into the gas station to say, oh, can I get $20? I don't have a charger for my phone. What? This guy, because he wanted to stop for gas and get a charger when he didn't have any fucking money, excuse my language, he didn't have any freaking money, he turns to me and asks me for money for a $20 charger that he's gonna buy at a gas station. I get to the airport, I miss my flight, never fly Frontier, horrible airline. I get to my flight, I miss my flight, I have to call him to come pick me up. I mean, I could have called an Uber, but I ended up calling him to come pick me up again so he can take me back down to South Beach so I can find a hotel, okay? Because of him, I missed my flight to get back home from Miami to New York. Guess how backed up that airline was? 2 days. I had to stay 2 extra days in Miami because he wanted to get gas and a charger, which that's something that he could have did after dropping me off to the airport. And they don't care. He did not care. I was crying. I ain't gonna lie. I was crying. You know, this is when I was weak, okay? I was crying. I was pissed. I had to spend another $300 for a hotel to stay for 2 extra days. And I was miserable the whole 2 days by myself in Miami. I know if that happened to me now, I would have been in bliss because I love myself and I love being by myself. I would have said, oh, well, I got 2 more days in Miami. Thank God I had the money to do it. Now, imagine if I didn't have the money. What would I have done? They don't care. They do not care about your time at all. I've lost so much money and I've wasted so much time dealing with these narcissists. They do not care at all. You know, I dated a narcissist for 5-6 years, and he was the same way. He lived in New Jersey, I live in New York, and there was times where I'm rushing to get to him. At the time I lived in Long Island, New York. So I'm rushing from Long Island all the way to Trenton, New Jersey just to get to him. And sometimes he would wait until I got to Manhattan, meaning halfway to Jersey, to tell me, "Oh, no, don't come today. I'm busy." This is how they control you. This is how they train you. This is how they disrespect you. Anyone who doesn't have respect for your time doesn't have respect for you. And I don't care if it's like little. It starts out subtle. It's very subtle in the beginning, but especially when you're not looking for it, you kind of let it slide. Oh, okay, they're an hour late. And then it starts to build up and it gets worse and worse. Don't let it get to that point where people are disrespecting you when it comes to your time. And this has happened to me over and over and over again. I've had narcissists have me sitting in the house waiting for them for hours. Now, if I don't hear from somebody in 20-30 minutes, I leave the house. I leave without them. I go without them. I go on my day. I don't wait for anybody. I'm not sitting around waiting for anyone. Doesn't happen. I understand if you've always had a healthy relationship with somebody and they just disappear. Now that's different. But majority of people who don't value you, they don't value the relationship that they have with you, they're always going to disrespect you when it comes to your time. And don't do it to others, and don't let it happen to you as well. So that's always an indication to me that somebody's a narc. They playing with your time, or they say, "Yeah, I'm coming, I'm gonna be there," and they don't show up. And they always want to be the life of the party. They always want to be the center of attention. And it could be your birthday, it could be your wedding, it could be your baptism. It don't matter what it is. These people won't show up to your special events. I have people calling me, "Oh, you're my bestie, you're my sister, you're this and that," and won't even show up to my own birthday party. What? Who does that? Narcs do that. They do not value your time, your events, your value. They don't value you, period. So look out for people who do that. And I know you're probably thinking like, "Oh, that's, it seems very small," but it's not. It's a very, very big deal. And it seems as if when you're with these narcs, your time gets just like eaten up. It's just, you're wasting so much time with these narcs. You could have been friends with a positive person. You could have had a good man or a good woman, but you're sitting there wasting so much time trying to get these narcissists to act right. And they never will, and they never do. They don't care. Their time, their events, their schedule comes first. All right? And I even talked about having a narcissistic boss who, on my days off, 6 o'clock in the morning, text me, "Can you come into work at 8 o'clock? What? No, I live almost 2 hours away from work. First of all, why are you texting me on my day off at 5 o'clock in the morning? Who's up at 5 o'clock in the morning on their day off? They're sleeping. And this is the shit that the narc do. They don't care. They don't value your time. And you need to only be around people who do value your time. So hopefully this video was of some help to you. And remember, be punctual, respect other people's time. We want them to respect your time, and look out for those, and just cut people off. If you keep having to talk with them and they keep doing it, say, "I can't rock with you. I can't." Or people who want you to be on time, but they never on time. That's a red flag as well. So I'll talk to you soon, everybody. Peace and blessings.